Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Hello friends, welcome to the channel DevDBQA. In today's video, we will set up TestNG and write our first test using TestNG. So in today's video, we will create a new project for TestNG, and in the new project, we will write our first test case using TestNG. So if you are new to this channel, then please subscribe and press the bell icon to get regular updates. On this channel you can get videos related to manual testing, automation testing and programming languages as well. So let's start with our today's video. So in my previous video, I have shown you that how to install TestNG in Eclipse. So if you have not seen that video, then I will give the link in the description. You can go and watch that video first, and then after you can continue with this video. So there are different annotations that are present in TestNG. So these are the annotations that are present in TestNG: @test, @before test, @after test, @before method, after method, before class, after class, before suit, after suit, and before group and after group. So these are annotations that are used in TestNG for test case management. So we will see all of these annotations in detail in our future videos, but in today's video we will use @test annotation. So let us go to our Eclipse. So let us make a new project for TestNG. So we have to go to File, New, and New Java Project. Let us name the project as TestNG tutorial and click on Next, then Finish. So the project is created, and in the project we have to create a new package, or you can write the code in new class without creating a new package. You can use the default package, but it is advised that a new package should be created. So let us name the package as demo and finish. So the demo package is created, and in the package we have to create a new class for writing our code. So let us name the class as first class. So in our previous videos we have to select this option for public static void main. So if you are writing a simple Java program without any TestNG or any other plugin, then the main function is mandatory for execution of the code, because the execution of the code starts from the main function and it ends at the main function only. So if the main function is not present in the Java class, then the execution will not happen. So but in today's video we are using TestNG, so we do not require this main function. So TestNG will handle automatically the execution of the program. So we will not select this option for public static void main, and then we will click on finish. So this is our first class, and all our test cases will be written inside this class. So we can say that this is a test, or you can say this is a test suite, or we can say it is a test, and all the test cases that are belonging to this test are written inside this class. So in TestNG, a test case is written inside a method. So a method is denoted as a test case. So let us create a new method for writing our test case. Let us write public void. So public is the access specifier and void is the return type, and let us name it as first TC, right? So how TestNG will get to know that this is a test case? So for that we have to write annotation @test. So using this annotation, TestNG will identify that this is the test case because @test is written above the test case. So @test should be written before every test case. Only then the TestNG will get to know that it is a test case, right? So there is some error. We will bring our cursor over here. And we have to select add test ng library. We will click on that. So as soon as we have clicked on that add test ng library, this test ng library is automatically populated over here. As you can see, it was not present here before. It came only after we clicked on that add test ng library. So again we have to bring our cursor on the test and we have to import test org.testng.annotations. So now the error should be gone, and this is our first test case, and we have to write our test steps inside this method first test case. So for now we write system.out.println inside first test case, right? So similarly, if we have to create another test case, we will write similarly at the rate test and then public void second test. We will name the method as second test case, and inside this we will write inside second test case, right? So these are our two test cases written inside this first class. So if we have more test cases, then we have to write them inside this class only, or we have to create another class and then we have to write the test cases inside that class. So using these classes we can segregate our test cases on the basis of functionality. So for example, if we have to write test cases for login functionality, we will create a class as login and we will write our all the test cases inside this class login class. So all the test cases that are related to login functionality will be written inside the class login class, and if we have any other functionality, then we will create a new class according to that functionality and we will write all the test cases related to that functionality in that class, right? So let us save it and right click, run as. So previously, if we are writing the traditional Java program using the void main, then the option is displayed as run as Java application, but this is a test ng program. Then if we go to run as, then this test ng test is displayed, right? So we will click on it. So as you can see, this is the console output for the test ng. So this is a neat and clean output which states that first of all it has printed the two output statements, then passed first test case, passed second test case, and then it has displayed total test case as 2, failures 0 and skips 0. So this is the benefit of test ng. We get to know that how many test cases we have executed, and out of that how many failures are there and how many skips are there. So test ng provide the report in a neat and clean format. And there is a one tab here, results for running class, first class. We will click on that. So as you can see, the demo is the package name, then the first class is our class, and inside this first class there are two test cases. So everything is green because it is passed. If any of the test case is failed, then it is displayed as red, in red color, right? So this is the hierarchy of our test case that is displayed using the test ng, and this is the console output for test ng. So guys, this is the method by which we can write our test cases using test ng and the @test annotation, right? So in further videos I will show you other annotations and I will also show you the test.ng XML file which is created using the test.ng, and we have to understand that XML file for running our test cases. We can also run our test cases using that XML file. That's why it is important to understand the XML file that is created by test.ng. So this is the method by which we can write our test cases. So that's all for today's video. If you like my video, then please hit the like button. Please subscribe and press the bell icon to get regular updates. And if you have any suggestions, then please comment in the comment section. Thank you.